Today I'm doing something that I didn't think I was ever going to do this year, and that you can see by what's going on behind me, is finally mow some first cut hay. We are into July. I'm going to spin you around and show you what we got going on, but as a lot of you probably have experienced the same thing, it has not stopped raining long enough to do much of anything. We're gonna be mowing, we got the 5250 on the Kubota discbine. This is the crap we're gonna mow. Lucky for us, in one way, we have goats, so they're not really gonna care. However, as far as selling any of this stuff from the fields, I don't know that I'll really be able to sell it. You can kind of see how old it is here. This clover is just kind of browned out. The weeds are tall in here. I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna make the best of it. It'll keep our goats fed, and that's priority number one. Priority number two is obviously less of a priority. It was just, you know, we usually sell some extra. This field here was rye. I just got done bush hogging it because it had gotten taken over by weeds because I couldn't spray them. So anyway, without further ado, we are gonna fire this up and we're gonna mow a whole bunch of hay today because we've got 3.5 good days, or so they say. Let's roll. Terribly. There's definitely some spots that aren't mowing great. It rained yesterday, but we have to start cutting now so we can make the most of all the singing time that we have. but also because some of the stuff was getting so tall. We had some wind and stuff, and it just knocked some of it over. So, but that's all right. It will be a jump start to second cutting, right? So, good enough. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be running. This is our 5140. We got the tedder here. I gotta finish hooking this up, run the grease gun around it. We should be all set there, but I wanted to show you this because previously in the video I told you about how this field here was full of weeds. Well, this is what was here. These things are a menace around here. This is exactly what the whole field looked like. Now there is rye and stuff growing down in here. You can kind of see the grass. It's coming in. It was planted late, and like I said, the weeds took over because it was so wet. But it looks good now. So let me get this hooked up, greased up, and then we're gonna head on over to the field there, and we'll start doing some tedding. You guys can really see him back there, but he's kind of walking away from him a bit. But we go around this field about 8 or 10 times, and then we just go back and forth. We divide it in half. The corners get too tight, you know, they're basically almost end up like 90-degree corners, and it just gets too tight to keep going in circles. So he divided it there wherever he wanted to, and then we just break it down into sections after that. So he's kind of finishing up that section right there. You can see, I think, he's got a bit of a triangle left. And then he'll jump over to this other piece we're going to go by here in just a minute. Once he finishes that, he'll come over and jump to this. At some point here, we'll be catching up to him. I'm trying to take my time here. Like I said, doing 2 rows, and he's doing 1 at a time. So As long as I start getting it tedded out so it can dry, that's all that's important. No sense in catching up to them and just sitting and waiting. So we're gonna keep on tedding. All right, my daughter took over in the tedder. She's still taking her time because we're catching up to the mower. So there's no point in rushing. So she hopped in that tractor and we got that one going over. I did try to zoom in some, but they're just too far away from each other. So she's heading that way and he's heading towards us here. You can see it's still wet. And this is not a wet field. You don't want to get tangled up in that thing, do you? I don't know if it's going to show up on camera or not here, but you can see where these two rows, yeah, you can't really tell, but this has been cut a lot longer, these couple rows here, and you can see how fast it's already starting to dry compared to what he just did, how light green this is. At least I don't know. It's a couple of shades different already, so that's why we're trying to get the tedding and everything done as soon as we can. The sun is shining, which is a rarity, but it's not too hot. There's a nice breeze. It is just a beautiful summer day, and I am going to enjoy it because I don't know how many of these we're going to have. We're into July and we haven't had very many so far. I know the next couple days the temperature is going to go up. I think on baling day, which will be 2 days from now, the temperature is going to be about 15 degrees warmer. It'll be pushing 90 with the humidity and all that. So we're going to enjoy this beautiful day here. I don't know if you can see those two. Yeah, they're just little specks on the camera, but we got them going. So my daughter will be heading off to college here, so I'm not sure what she'll do next summer. Whether she'll end up finding a job more in her field, maybe an internship. I don't know. It's her first year of college, so it's hard to say exactly, but I'm not sure if she'll be back with us next summer or not. So I'm just enjoying having everybody together here. So we've started in this second field up here. I got it started and my son went and had a sandwich, and now he's got going. My daughter caught up, so she's sitting waiting. We got 4 rows done here. He's working on number 5, and she's gonna wait till we've got 6 going, 6 done before she jumps in, and that way there'll be a little bit of a buffer between them. This field, when it's dry, it's dry. When it's wet, a lot of it has kind of damp spots, wet spots. There's one spot down the bottom that almost doesn't quite have standing water, but it's wet. So it's a little bit frustrating. The spot where we're sitting right now, where he's coming down with the mower, is pretty dry. That far edge over there has a little bit of a damp spot in it, and then the bottom that's behind us does too. So this field is a little bit harder to make sure it's dry and get it baled. At least the hay over here is a little bit thinner. This field here is kind of played out. It's going to go into the rotation, the pumpkin rotation coming up. So I'm just kind of biding my time with it until then. Does not look steep at all on this camera, but it's not a long hill. It's very short, but it is steep. You can see the little blip of my daughter way over there sitting waiting. So, all right, I'm gonna let them get to it and get back to doing my hay wagon. Well, it looks like they're just about done. There's a little spot left in the middle up here. Why they're so small on the camera here. I got it zoomed in. Boy, she's moving. She must be turning around there, and my son's finishing up the last little tiny piece of the triangle. We won't get in his way. So I think that was the end of that, and she's coming that way to finish that up. Last couple rows. That worked out pretty well. Even running the 2 basket there, or the 2 basket, the 4, doing 2 rows at a time. They finished just about the same time, so that was good. So I guess that'll do it for this video here. We got some mowing and tedding action. I gotta ted this tomorrow. I don't believe I'll video that because it's kind of the same thing. We are going to do a raking video because I think I have to rake by myself. So quite a few years ago, I built a hitch on the back of one of the New Holland 256 rakes so that I can tow 2 of them together. I didn't want one of those big hydraulic New Holland or whatever they are hitches, so I'll show you guys that, and we'll probably rake our double rows with that. And then of course we'll do some baling. We'll keep our fingers crossed that everything goes well there. The baler was working pretty good last year, but you know, gremlins set in when they set. So anyway, that's what you got to look forward to. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope I'll see you on the next video.